Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of Game Time. I'm your host Bill Culp, and winter is in full effect, and so is basketball season still, as the girls and both the boys are competing in the States right now. And we're here with the girls coach, Coach McDaniel. How are you?
I'm doing great, and you, Bill?
I'm doing fantastic. Not as good as you. Congratulations, by the way, qualifying for states. So you guys, with the 4 seed in districts, did a real nice job. Almost took that, 2 points, Garnet Valley. Talk about that game. What was the difference there? You guys were up 9 at the half.
Yeah, we were up 9.5, and the reason we were up 9, we were really scoring the ball, and we were doing a great job shooting. We were 6 for 11 from 3, and one of the goals we had was to keep them off the offensive glass because they're averaging around 12, 15 offensive rebounds a game, and we did that. We did that for the entire game. A little bit in the second half. We shot 1 for 9 from 3 and 5 for 20 overall. So the ball didn't fall for us, and we didn't get some, quick transition baskets off of the defense. So, and they got to the free throw line, and we did not. So.
All right. Well, one of the things, going into districts, you rarely, and you guys won states, you were one of those rare teams to win districts and states. Usually you don't see that. So sometimes you feel like it's somewhat of a godsend that you didn't win districts, because a lot of times teams that win the states don't necessarily win districts.
Yeah, we're the last team in District 1 to do that, and it is a very rare situation. But, you just got to reevaluate, refocus, and get moving for the next season. We have broken down our entire schedule into mini seasons, and now we're into that final mini season. It's a 5-game season. So everything's new. You go on to win a state title. You don't even think about the district championship that was not attained. You think about what you won. That's the state championship.
How well do you think the districts, though, prepares you for states?
Oh, there's no question. District 1 is the toughest district in the state of Pennsylvania. And, as teams, we talk about this a lot as coaches. We do beat up on ourselves a little bit through the district tournament, but it does prepare us for the states. And that's one good thing about District 1 basketball. It's tough and challenging.
All right, and speaking of districts, and you just said preparing yourself, do you I'm sure in a sense, obviously the league title and those kind of things are so important, but do you kind of keep an eye out during the season for, your Garnet Valleys or Abingtons, those teams that you might match up against later in districts and in states?
Yeah, you're always looking at that as you're moving along and you're watching your power ranking. You're also watching who you're going to potentially play in the districts and who's going to be who it's looking like is going to be in your bracket. You're also looking to see where you're going to be in the district tournament and what seeds. Then you start looking out into the state tournament, and so we've been accruing film for a few weeks on the state teams and also in the districts as well. But we've been accruing film on the states for a few weeks now, preparing for all different scenarios.
So when you do that, do you kind of change somewhat of your game plan? Because it really is. It like you said, it is a whole different season. You only have like one chance maybe to play, some of these teams, this and that. Do you change your style a little bit according to what you see on the film?
Well, we might change what our game plan is a little, adjust our game plan a little bit. But, what we're looking at is what we are. And we feel that we have to be concerned with ourselves. So as much as saying we're accruing film, we're getting that as to give us a guide, but we have to get ourselves better every day, and that's really what matters. And I think every team in the state probably looks at it the same way. We got to keep getting better, and we got to take our strengths and attack them with our strengths.
All right, and you speak about getting better. Honestly, watching you from the beginning of the year and kind of progress, you guys, you did get a lot better. What do you see from the beginning? And we talked to you earlier in an earlier episode, but what have you seen from these girls that's really pleased you? Because you got a really nice crew here.
Well, we have a great crew. We love this group of girls. And one of the things, we've gotten better. As one of our goals is to get better every day. We're out here, including today. One of the things that was really terrific is we defended extremely well, but boy, did we distribute the basketball. And that's just a sign of an unselfish team, and a team that wants to accomplish, big goals when you're very unselfish. And, the way we would pass and look for that one more pass, that one more extra pass to get a better shot. We would get good shots. We could get good shots, but they would make the pass to get a better shot. And that's a sign of a team that's unselfish. That can go on and have some very successful ending to the season.
I agree. And talking about that, I know, one of the things I wanted to ask you. I know one of your big things each year is getting almost every girl on your bench some time, just so when it comes to playoff time, they're getting that experience, this and that. You always hear that, do you shorten your bench a little bit, or do you kind of still rely on your bench a lot in those girls?
Well, no, we rely on our bench, but I will say each game can be a little different. So there might be some games where we cut down rotation just because of the feel we have, the matchups we have, or we may go deeper on the bench. So we don't go in saying, okay, here we are, we're going to go to a 7-man or 8-man rotation or a 6-man. If we can, it's going to stay up at 10, 11, and we're going to attack you. And hopefully, by attacking with 10, 11 people and pressing and defending, hopefully we can create a fatigue in the other team, and we can take advantage of that.
All right, so what do you see going into states? I mean, what do you see that potentially, what do you feel is going to kind of put you guys over the hump and put you in that position to fight for the state title?
Well, we're going to defend. We've done that, even then in our last game against Abington, they hit some shots and we were defending, and I got to give them credit, but we're going to defend. But they are just a close-knit group, and they're just going to work hard every day. And there's a commonality in what they want to accomplish here, and it's a passion amongst them all. And I think with that, we can go deep with that. We can talk about all the skills and that. This is a time of the year you got to play through injury, you got to play through sickness, and you got to continue to play through adversity. You're going to get adversity in every game you play. A little bit here, a little bit there. You may be down 6, and all of a sudden you face that adversity and you come through that and you're up 8 and you go on and win the game. So we're going to face adversity in every game, and it's how well we attack that adversity is how successful we're going to be, and that'll show our character as well. And
you talked about that adversity, and granted, you have to know inside your head. Just a lot of these girls know. A lot of them are playing hurt. They're probably not saying a lot, and that is the expectation. But do you ever talk to the girls about that, or is it just, listen, it's game time, it's that type of season, lace them up?
Well, we know right now we have a lot of nicks and bruises, and also we started the season off shorthanded in that respect of injuries. What we say is we're at full strength all the time. So if we have 8 girls on the bench, we're at full strength. And if we got 12 girls, we're at full strength. If we got 5, we're at full strength. So that's the way we look at it. And we just talked today here in practice about, at this time of the year, everyone has some injuries, everyone has some illnesses. It's who's going to fight through that.
All right, 2 more questions. Sure. Obviously, the teams are keying on, I'm sure you got to know the game plan is to key on Olsen, and to kind of take it out. So, are you talking about in practice how important it is for, the other Olsen, Olivia, Cassie Marty, and some of your other girls to really step up and, here's your chance, because they're going to be looking, and the ball's on her. Get open and get your shots.
Yeah, I mean, we know you can see that changing, and we've talked about that. As you move along here and in districts and states, you're playing really good teams, and they recognize, in the scouting you do, they recognize what they have to do, okay? So, but we have always had that shared attitude on offense, and every game someone else can step up, and they have stepped up, and they will continue to play that. And the one thing with Lucy in that respect, where she is that type person that's looked at by the opponents, she's not a selfish person by any means. She's so unselfish. She'll look to set up her teammates to be able to take advantage of what they're doing defensively. So, and we'll continue to do what we do, run off screens and get other people the ball, look to post up our other people, and just going to run our offense. Our offense isn't one person related. It's 5 people run at the same time, 5 people working as a unit.
All right, I'm going to talk to 2 of those units in a little bit. Here's my last question. How's Mrs. McDaniel doing? Because it's got to be that time of the year where you're stressing and things like that. So how's she at home? Is she a little bit more tense at home with this and that with you, or a little more short?
Well, she's doing fantastic, and I love her. You guys, I love her. I don't know how I'd be doing all this without her. But I'll tell you one thing. We have a grandchild, Maxwell. It's 2.5, and Mason now is about 6 weeks old. She is spending time with Corey and Nicholas and helping them out. So she's loving life with that piece of it too. So actually she's had some time away from me to where she doesn't have to worry about my intensity at home. But no, she's A1 supporter. And, we've been married, 40 geez, I better get this right, huh? We've been married 41 years, so, and going on 42, and love every year of it.
All right, well, great. Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to bring
My
those
pleasure.
seniors over. Thanks a lot there, Coach McDaniel. We're going to bring over Olivia Olson and Cassie Marr, 2 seniors, and we're going to talk to them a little bit about states.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Time. Again, I'm my host, Bill Kolb. We're here with 2 of the stars of the Springford girls basketball team, Cassie Marty and Olivia Olson. How are you girls doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. All right, so congratulations making the states. First off, what do you feel, Cassie, at this point of the year is so important to move on in states and get further and further, ultimately getting that goal of the state championship?
I think we just have to stay focused. That's like the main goal. And I know it's a long season, but we're almost there, and we just got to pull through the last couple of weeks.
All right, and Olivia, you came in, obviously, with Goodrich getting hurt in the beginning of the year, you stepped in, and you're playing really, really well basketball. What do you think has been the turnaround for you in the last couple of weeks?
I just think knowing that this is like our senior season, we want to go and finish it all the way. And especially since Abby is one of my best friends, like I had to step up for her and the team as well. And we just really want to finish it off and win it all.
I don't blame you. All right. So, and again, do you girls, I'm sure I was just talking to Coach McDaniel about knowing some of the other teams, against I'm sure you guys played through the circuit and this and that. Do you recognize or do you know most of the girls you're kind of going up against, and, you don't need to watch film or anything like that? You got the scouting system on them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we played most of these girls in our travel seasons, like 7th, 8th grade. Yeah. But I think we definitely have to keep watching film. Like, I don't know all of the girls, but yeah. And a lot of them are, I recognize a lot of them. But.
All right, gotcha. All right, so seniors, one of the most important things is being a leader. What have you done? What are you trying to do? Because, in states, it's basically a one and done. What are you trying to emphasize, for these sophomores, these juniors and things like that, to install that leadership?
I think keeping everybody on the same page is a big priority. We just had a talk in the locker room the other day about making sure everybody has the same goal to get to states. And for us as seniors, I know Cassie's playing lacrosse, but for me, this is the end of my high school sports career. So just emphasizing that every game, every practice counts for the end. It's going to be over for everyone else so soon. So keeping everybody on that same page and everybody having that enthusiasm to finish it off is really important.
All right, what about you, Cass?
I think the same thing. We, the other day in the locker room, we had a really big talk about just staying on the same page, like Liv said, and I think that's just our main focus.
All right, so how do you deal with the different kind of pressure, I guess, between, winning a league title, playing your league games, where in a sense it's not as big, like I said, like that one and done where you're qualifying with states. How do you, is there a pregame kind of warm-ups to help you relax? Do you have any true, basically superstitions or anything like that?
I personally am not superstitious, but I think as a team, our biggest priority is every game is going to be different. The pressure on every game is going to be different, but keeping our game and maintaining our pace throughout and not letting other teams affect us is a really big part for us, is controlling the game, playing our defense. And that,
All right, what about you?
Yeah, I think just making sure we keep playing Springford basketball and not letting other teams dictate the tempo of the game and stuff like that. So
I totally agree. All right, last question, because I know you girls got to get back. If you could you win the state title, last play comes to you, Cassie, how would you want to end it? What would be the perfect play to win that state title for you?
For if I had the ball?
Just you. Yep.
I don't know. Wide open layup would be great, but I don't know.
An easy chipper? Is it easy chipper? What about you, Olivia?
I mean, personally, having a 10-point lead at the end of the game, hold the ball, everybody clap it, finish it off nice and easy. Because not to give my mom any heart attacks, she doesn't like any close pressure games. She likes that 10-point cushion. Finish it off so she doesn't have to grow any more gray hairs.
I thought maybe one of you say a 3-pointer or something like that. Maybe Cassie lifting Olivia. That'd be nice. Lift Olivia for a dunk or something like that. That would be awesome, with a dunk or something like that, a steal or something like that. Well, girls, thanks for joining us and good luck at state.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, girls, for joining us. Hey, As girls, you got to come out and support these girls. They are going to go far in states, and you want to be there to watch them. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to go talk to the boys basketball coach and Coach Talley about his chances at states when we come back on Game Time.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that break, and welcome back to Game Time. I'm your host, Bill Culp. It was great talking to Coach about the girls' basketball chances. Now we're over here with the boys. Coach Talley, how are you there,
Hey,
Coach?
good to be back here, Bill.
Good to be back there. I like that you smile. I don't know if people out there know we really don't like each other too much, but I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It took a lot for me to agree for you to come, but the powers that be kind of forced it into it, so here we are.
I appreciate it. All right, so congratulations first off making the states. I mean, how hard is it, for everybody out there, realistically? Talk about how hard it really is to get to states.
Yeah, people don't realize how hard it actually is. When you hear 10 teams make it to the state playoffs, that sounds manageable. In reality, there's usually 2, 3, sometimes 4 spots for grabs, because typically on any given year in District 1, those top 6 teams are pretty good. The Chesters, the Abingtons, Coatesvilles, Norristown. So then you kind of keep going down, and then, when you look at it, there's, 3, 4 spots left. So for us to be here, we're completely thrilled. It's the 3rd time we've done it in the last 6 years, and I know these kids, that was a goal for theirs, and they kind of now know that they're one of the 3 teams in Springford history to have this achievement.
All right, and talk about, we talked about in the beginning, the first time I was out here, you play some tough out-of-league games. How important, what do you see the benefits of doing that, especially right now?
Yeah, that's, all part of it. You want to play the best to kind of get an accurate measurement of where you're at. It could be easy for us to go out there and, play some smaller schools and beat up on them and have a really good record, and it's kind of fool's gold. We want to be battle tested, and if you look at our record, we have 9 losses, and 8 of our 9 losses are from teams that are still playing in the state playoffs.
That's awesome. All right, so looking back, I mean, it's a long season right now for you. What do you like about this team? What are some improvements that you've seen from the beginning of the year till now?
I think just the overall growth and leadership. At the beginning of the year, we were like, whose team is it? Is it Baker's team? Is it Hagen's team? Is it Bobeck's team? And now you can kind of see everybody gravitates towards those 3. They all have their different leadership styles, but it's been effective. So I think, from a coach's standpoint, you like to see them grow as leaders and realize like this is their team.
All right, and you mentioned those names and some of those names. I mean, what is, obviously it's got to be beneficial. You talk about some of the elite teams. They have 1 or 2 guys that kind of are their team. Where you, like you said, Noah can lead the team in one night. Bobeck, Hagen. You got so many guys who contribute. How important is that basically, because teams you really can't plan against just going up against Noah. Yeah,
the style of basketball that we like to play, we typically don't have a 20-point score. We kind of like it, and I feel like it's Groundhog's Day. We like a 14, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, however that breaks out, and it could be anyone, but that's kind of the format that we like. And I think you're more complete when you can beat teams with different players instead of just focusing on one guy. So that's testament to the kids, because on the other end, like, you have to be good enough to be able to do that. It's easier to say, hey, I want you to get 8 points a game, but you have to be skilled enough to do that.
All right, talk about skills. You're going to need those skills. Obviously, you're going against Roman. Everybody knows this. You know this. Ranked 21st in the country.
Yeah.
But realistically, I was talking at school today and things like that. There's never no chance. Now, by the way, do you know where the word upset? Do you know where its origin came from?
No.
All right, it actually is horse racing. There was a horse, man of war, who was unbeatable, but one horse beat him. Its name was Upset. So,
Got it.
Neat story. So there is a chance. You guys do have a chance. What do you think? Against going against Roman, what do you see as a game plan that's going to? Obviously you have to slow it down and you have to hit shots. But what else do you see that you have to do?
Well, first off, that's good horse race knowledge out of you. Pretty impressive. But as far as Roman goes, yeah, they're as physically gifted as any team, like you said, in the country. So with that, we talk about the kids. We have to play literally every possession, and we have to manage and coach every single possession of this game. And coaches always preach fundamentals, but they're preached a little bit harder this week. Just simple things of coming and meeting the pass, because if we don't, it's going the other way for a pick six. And just like every pass, we kind of have to have a ball fake before we make a pass in a game like this. And the margin of error, if it's usually like this, against a team like Roman, it's like that. So we have to be solid in everything, out of balance plays, and the things that you kind of take for granted are now magnified.
Two-part question here. Playing against Roman, obviously, talk about. It really is for these kids, though.
Yeah.
What an awesome opportunity to go against one of the best, like you said, number 21 in the state, and in the country. Excuse me. And then talk about, are you, in a sense, I'm not saying you're. How much would you have loved to play against a team like? I mean, you gotta love it.
Yeah, it's an experience for these kids that they're gonna have for the rest of their life. Win, lose, or draw, they're always gonna talk about this game. To their kids and their grandkids, and the day we played Roman, and for that, I'm excited for them, and just to be part of it is a great accomplishment, and I owe it a lot to these guys. I didn't make a single shot or a pass this year. This is all indicative of their hard work that they've put in over the past couple of years.
Do you and Kurtz wish, have you guys talked, like you wish you could suit up for this game a little bit?
Yeah, that's to get out there and we're still competitive. We pretty much do anything to get out there and compete against those guys.
All right, last question. Yeah. If you had one movie, I'm not saying to motivate, but you have one movie to kind of, in a sense, before the big game.
Yeah.
What's one basketball movie you'd show?
It has to be a basketball movie?
Yeah, okay, it doesn't have to be a basketball movie. Let's go with a basketball movie, because it's basketball.
If it wasn't a basketball movie, I think I'd go Dodgeball, because it's a true underdog story.
It is true.
So I think that would be completely appropriate. But if we're going here, I feel like the trendy answer would be Hoosiers, so I can't do that just because kind of like to go against the grain a little bit. So if we're going basketball movie, I'm going to say Coach Carter.
Ooh, Coach Carter. All right, I thought maybe you were going to pull Blue Chips out or something like that. It's Shaquille O'Neal.
Loving basketball, I thought, would give mixed messages.
I love that.
Good movie. Good movie. But, I'm going Coach Carter because I feel like the intensity and the focus and the purpose of that movie would be more appropriate.
I totally agree. Well, thanks for joining us here, Coach Talley. We do agree. I like that call. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk to two seniors about their chances of state when we come back on Game Time.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest!
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Thanks for sticking around. It was great talking to Coach Talley, but what's it about? It's about the players, and we're here with two of the Springford stars right here, Robert Bobeck and Noah Baker. How you doing there, Robert?
I'm doing good.
Good. How's it going, Noah?
Good. How about yourself?
Fantastic. All right, so I talked to Coach Talley. the season seems, I'm sure, to you guys a blur. It just seems like yesterday you guys are probably freshmen and things like that. But talk about the senior year. What have you enjoyed most about it there, Rob?
Just making memories with everybody. Just remembering all the good times we had as a team and like as pretty much forming a family, pretty much.
Just playing with my teammates and making more memories because this is my last year, so I had to make the most of it.
I agree. All right. So, going all the way back, I mean, since freshman year, even to this year, what do you think, Robert, has grown for you? What do you think you've improved on in your years here at Springfield?
Just my whole playing basketball in general. I just feel like I've gotten better under all these like great coaches, and I've just learned so much from everybody.
Nice kiss up to those coaches. Nice job.
The maturity and the growth of the game, the IQ wise, I learned a lot from playing these past 4 years.
That's awesome. All right, so let's get into it. I mean, how important, I asked Coach Talley, how important is these out-of-leagues games? You guys made states, congratulations. The out-of-league games that you've played during the season, how well has it prepared you? Like, for instance, yesterday we know, talking to Coach Talley, you guys scrimmaged Reading and things like that. So how's that helped you get prepared for your next game?
It prepares us very well. Like, we're playing really good competition, and I feel like as a team we all need to play better competition to be better, and if we want to get there, then we got to play better people.
Playing bad competition makes us play harder, so that's what we want.
Totally agree. All right, last question, because I know you guys got to get into practice. If you could end, let's say, next game against Roman, last play of the game, comes down to you, what would be the ultimate winning play for you? What would it be, Rob?
Probably a 3 or maybe a dunk.
All right.
100% dunk.
100%. What kind of dunk? Would it be a 360? No. Would it be down the lane? What would it be?
Had to be a two-hand tomahawk.
Two-hand tomahawk. Well, we hope to see that tomahawk, and we hope to see that victory. Thanks for doing this, Robert. Thanks, Noah. Hey, everybody. You guys got to come out and support them this Saturday as they play Roman and this and that. They got an uphill battle, but it's something that I know this team can do. But I thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Bill Culp. Till next time, on Gametime.